Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my summer TBR. So here we go. So there are a lot of summer book lists out there, y'all, and I have kind of come up with a list of 10-ish books that I think would be great to read in the summertime. I am hoping to read these books this summer, and I think that I have a list that maybe has something for everyone. So we'll see what you think. Okay, I'm gonna start with the books that I do not have physical copies of, and then I'll move to the stack that I have physical copies. The first book is called The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. The cover for this one looks like it definitely gives summer vibes. This book is about a woman who has become a single mom after the death of her husband. She's going on a trip and gets stranded with her boss on the coast of Australia. It seems like maybe she has a second chance at love, and it's just a matter of if she wants to take it or not. It says, the last love note will make readers laugh, cry, and renew their faith in the resilience of the human heart and in love itself. I think that is the perfect book to have on the beach and to just make your heart feel good this summer. The next summery book that I have on my list is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. This book has a lot of buzz going around it. It was recommended to me by several people that I go to church with, and I am looking forward to this one because it's about a chemist turned cook or chef on a food reality show. It's set in the 1960s, so I'm interested to see how that kind of changes the way that the book goes. I personally could never turn down a book about a woman in science, and I am looking forward to this funny, encouraging book that seems like it has a great cast of characters to love this summer. The next book that I think would be great for the summer is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I have actually read this one before, but it's been a really long time. I think I read it as a child, so I really want to read this again this summer. I don't think there's a bad time of year to read Anne, but I think it is perfect for the summer when you can just be so relaxed and just enjoy the delightful story of Anne. So if you don't know the story, it's about a brother and sister who are older. They are looking to adopt a boy orphan to help them around their farm, and they end up with Anne, who's obviously not a boy. I just love the relationships that develop between Anne and all the other characters, Marilla and Matthew, and Anne makes a lot of friends throughout her community, and she's just impossible not to love. So I think this is great for the summer. It's the perfect time of year to dive into Anne and maybe even continue the series. The next book that I think would be fun to read this summer is A Rule Against Murder by Louise Penny. So this is in the Three Pines series, and this is a mystery. It is, so I believe the first 4 books in the series at least are set in each of the 4 seasons. So I have read the first 2, and then this one would be the 4th in the series, so I need to read the 3rd one so that I can get to the 4th one, because I do want to read them in order. But you wouldn't have to. I really think you could probably jump into any of these and still really enjoy them. This one is set in the summer, and I love the inspector in these books, Inspector Gamache. These books are set in Canada, and they're just so fun. The characters are really cool. You can just picture them with the way that they're written. I've really enjoyed the books that I've read in this series. So I'll read a little bit about it. It says, the beautiful Manoir Bellechasse might be surrounded by nature, but there is something unnatural looming. As the heat rises and the humidity closes in, some surprising guests turn up at the family reunion, and a terrible summer storm leaves behind a dead body. It is up to Chief Inspector Gamache to unearth secrets long buried and hatreds hidden behind polite smiles. The chase takes him to Three Pines and to the dark corners of his own life, and finally to a harrowing climax in A Rule Against Murder. I think that if you like mysteries, this would be a good option for the summertime. If you are looking for a sci-fi book this summer and maybe a little bit of horror, I'm not sure. I haven't read this one, but I've been wanting to read it. It's called Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. What I know about this book is that it takes place in the ocean or set on the ocean. There are, I think, mermaids involved, and I think it has some autistic representation in at least one character. I am definitely reading this one this summer. I think if you like this genre, this would be really cool to read this summer, especially if you will be spending any time on the water. It's kind of creepy maybe to be near the water while you read this, but if that's what you like, I think this would be a really good choice. Okay, the last of the books that I do not have physical copies of that I think would be great summer reads is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. The cover just looks like summer, and I think it is pretty lighthearted, and it is a fantasy. It says, the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? It says that this book is an adventure perfect for fans of The Princess Bride. My husband and I love The Princess Bride, so I think this will be really fun to read in the summertime. I mean, it's got the ocean, islands, pirates. What more could you want in a good fantasy? The next book that I think would be a great summer read is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I heard about this book on the Currently Reading podcast. They were actually talking about another book this author wrote, and then they mentioned this one, and I thought it would be good for summer. It's set in the summertime. I believe it's a romance between two authors who met when they were young, and then they meet again like 15 years later at a writing conference. I think it will just be a super fun read to have this summer. I think it's a little steamy, a little spicy, but from what I've heard about this author, I think this is going to be a great read that is well written and fun to get into this time of year. The next book that I think would be a great summer read is Hello Sunshine by Laura Dave. So this is one cover. I'll try to pop the other cover in there. They both look super summery. And I think, let's see. When Sunshine's secrets are revealed, her fall from grace is catastrophic. She loses the husband, her show, the fans, and her apartment. She's forced to return to the childhood home and the estranged sister she's tried hard to forget. But what Sunshine does amid the ashes of her own destruction may well save her life. So it seems like in this book, there are some secrets revealed that change the main character's life in some way. So I'm excited to see where that goes, and hopefully the characters are good. I know this author has several other books that also looked good when I was researching her. So if this one's good, then you would have even more to dig into later on in the summer. The next book I think would be great for the summer is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I have seen either this book or this author all over the place. I believe this is like a mystery thriller book. It says, celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has made her way into Alex's life and into her home. It looks like, as I flip through it, that it is set mostly in the summertime, which is cool. I think it's always fun when they have like dates where like maybe you're reading that exact page on that date. That's pretty fun. I'm excited for this one. I think it sounds really cool and really interesting, something that's gonna pull me in and have me like turning the pages as fast as possible. So perfect vacation read that you'll probably read really fast and really enjoy if you like thriller mystery type books. So the last book I have for my summer TBR is a nonfiction, Why We Love Baseball, A History in 50 Moments by Joe Posnanski. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that my family is obsessed with baseball right now. I have 2 boys that just finished up their baseball and t-ball seasons, and we just can't get enough. I love baseball. My dad is a huge Atlanta Braves fan. My husband is a big Orioles fan, like both of them lifelong. And so I'm kind of a fan of both of those teams. I can't really choose one. I don't know a lot about the history of baseball though, and I am so excited for this one. It says, Why We Love Baseball is an epic that ends too soon, a one-of-a-kind love letter to the sport that has us thrilled, torn, inspired, and always wanting more. I think it's kind of thick, and I think it would be perfect to spread out over the summer as you're watching baseball. If you're a sports fan and learning a little bit more about the game that so many people love. Perfect for summertime, perfect for baseball season, and just one that you can kind of take a little bit at a time and really savor it over the summer. Okay, so I do have a bonus book that I'm currently reading that I think would be super fun for book lovers to read in the summer and kind of to spread out and really enjoy. It's called Bibliophile, an illustrated miscellany by Jane Mount. This is so cool. I will show y'all the inside of this while I'm talking. The illustrations are phenomenal. It's a book of book lists. The book lists are broken down by different categories. So you have like coming of age and fantasy and love and romance, different types of fiction, historical fiction, novels of the 21st century. And then it has pages with different libraries and bookstores. It also has pages showing where maybe your favorite authors did their writing. I think this book is perfect for the summer because it is meant to be savored and slowly gone through. And I think it's great if you're on vacation or, you know, maybe at a place where you can only read just like a little bit here and there. I think it's perfect for that. The illustrations, you'll want to take them in and really look at all the lists of books, the book stacks, and maybe you can find some bookstores in here that maybe you're visiting this summer and that are close to where you're going to be, and maybe find some new reads on the book list included in here. So that is my list of books that I think would be fun to read this summer and that I am looking forward to reading. I hope you'll find something in there that maybe you haven't read that looks enticing, or maybe a book that you just can settle into and read while you're on the beach or by the pool, or staying cool in the air conditioning, because I know some places are just way too hot this time of year. So if that's your vibe, that's good too. All right, now for the kindness moment. I am going to share with you a quote today by Franklin D. Roosevelt. It says, "Human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the figure of a free people. A nation does not have to be cruel to be tough." And I think that's super important, because sometimes we think of kindness and we think of being too soft or getting walked all over, but sometimes the kind thing is the tough thing. Sometimes the kind thing is calling people up and out to be better and holding them accountable. Kindness is certainly not equivalent to soft or weak. You can be kind and firm. So on that note, go out there and be kind to someone today, y'all.